Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to talk about this video from Jenks over there at TYT. Jenks is bitching about people bitching about moderators. Specifically, he's got a problem with Donald Trump saying that there shouldn't even be moderators, and other conservatives saying that the moderators should only be there to ask questions and keep order, not to do fact-checking. So let's just jump right in there and see what this idiot has to say.
Now, look, you can complain about the refs, and I'm a sports fan. I've complained about refs my whole life. They never give the Steelers the calls, even in that Super Bowl against the Seahawks where they gave them all the calls. Anyway, but it's a different thing to say we shouldn't have refs. That's crazy. You know who doesn't want refs? The guys who are going to cheat.
You know who else doesn't want to have refs? People who know that the refs are going to be cheating for the other side, as we saw in last night's debate. As I said in my video on the topic, you would have to be a fucking retard to look at last night's debate and say that it was in any way moderated fairly. Even if we're not just talking about fact-checking, if you look at how the debate started, the first question went like this. Hillary was asked a question, Donald Trump was allowed to respond, Hillary got to do a rebuttal. And that was the end of it, that was the end of that topic. Second question, Trump gets the question, Hillary's allowed to respond, Trump gets his rebuttal, and then Hillary is allowed to respond again. Immediately we see from the very start of the debate, it is tilted by the moderator, by the ref, in favor of Hillary Clinton. And at this point, we're not even talking about lying. We're simply talking about the rules being applied fairly. To use Jenks' sports analogy here, this would be like the Seattle Seahawks in that game being told that they didn't get a set of downs because the ref likes the Steelers more.
You know who doesn't want you to know the truth? The guys who are not telling you the truth. So I'll give you one example, but there are dozens of these. Newt Gingrich came out today and said, how weak is Clinton that her campaign wants moderators to fact-check Trump? Isn't that her job? Are they that afraid of Trump? What are you talking about? That's like saying, how weak is Michael Jordan that he needs the refs to call the fouls?
No, you fat dick, that's not what it's like. See, Michael Jordan's playing a game where there's a clearly defined set of rules. The rules in a debate are usually only regarding time frame. They discuss how long people can talk, they discuss weird things like the height of podiums and stupid shit like that. They don't set up what the candidates are allowed to say. The candidates are allowed to say whatever they want. There are some debates where they're not allowed to address each other specifically, but the content of what they're saying is rarely limited by rules. What Jenks is doing here is playing on the stupidity of his audience. He knows they're not going to give this much thought. They're going to look at this and go, yeah, that is like Michael Jordan being called weak. They're not going to look at it and go, but if the ref is only calling it for one side, then it doesn't matter if he's following the rules. He's still only following the rules for one person or one team. And that's what we saw last night in the debate. Lester Holt repeatedly told Donald Trump that he wasn't answering a question, repeatedly redirected Trump after his answers. Hillary was never redirected, no matter how off topic she was. Fuck, she started the debate off topic. She started with this huge policy proposal that had nothing to do with the fucking question at hand. And she did that repeatedly, and Holt never called her on that, not once. Even though Holt was absolutely correct in pointing out that Donald Trump was not answering questions, he never did it to Hillary Clinton. So you already have that bias right there. Now throw in the ability to fact check. Now throw in the ability for the debate moderator, who has already shown a bias, to only fact check when he sees necessary. He called Donald Trump on a couple of things last night. He didn't call Hillary Clinton on jack shit. Was he right about what he said with Trump? Sure. But does that mean he was not biased? Absolutely not.
He should just call his own fouls. Yeah, but Newt, that's not how it works. That's not how that game is played. Yes, Hillary can say you're lying about that and give a fact, and Trump will just say, no, you're lying. Then I know what the reality is because I study this every day.
You do know how it works, and you're using that to manipulate your audience. You know that this has nothing to do with truth or honesty. You're sitting here making it sound like that's what this is about. This is about Republicans or conservatives being afraid of the truth. Republicans are tired of going up against a debate moderator as well as their Democratic opponent, and they don't want the debate moderator to have more power to exercise that bias. Their job should be to ask questions and maintain time. That's it. It is up to Clinton and Trump to say that the other side is lying, to present the truth, and let the audience decide. It is not up to the moderator to decide who is telling the truth. You know that, and you're just manipulating your audience using a false analogy. Because you're a dick.
But how's the guy sitting in the middle of the country going to know who's telling the truth? That's what you need a moderator for.
Well, how did they do it back when moderators actually moderated debates instead of being part of the debates? By your reasoning, that never happened. But we all know it did. You fucking liar.
Clinton's campaign response with Jennifer Palmieri, spokesperson, saying she thinks moderators should play a role in making sure that the audience knows the truth. And that is very, very true if you think the facts are on your side.
Or if you think the moderators are going to be on your side, regardless of what the facts are.
If the facts are on your side, you would want the moderators to go and go, Hillary, that is not true. Let me tell you what's true. Why wouldn't you want that? You think Hillary Clinton's a liar, right? You think she's untrustworthy. Why wouldn't you want the moderators calling her out on that? Oh, we see, because they don't actually believe that. They might think that Hillary Clinton has her issues with the truth, and I hear you on that, brother.
Do you think for one moment if Hillary Clinton thought that fact-checking was going to be used against her, she would be supporting it? You're full of shit. Hillary Clinton knows that there's not going to be any fact-checking of her. We saw it last night. We saw it in fucking practice. The only reason Democrats are so in favor of moderators stepping in and being fact-checkers is they know the only people that are going to be fact-checked are the conservatives. So let's stop pretending that this actually has anything at all to do with truth or even facts. This is about fairness, and you know it, you fucking asshole.
And that's why I want moderators calling out both sides and sticking with the facts, not being one-sided.
Well then, I look forward to your video on how biased Lester Holt was, how he didn't hold Hillary and Trump to the same standard. But pardon me if I don't hold my breath waiting, because we both know you're full of shit here. You don't actually give a shit about it being even, and let's go back to something you said earlier.
Now, look, you can complain about the refs, and I'm a sports fan. I've complained about refs my whole life. They never give the Steelers the calls, even in that Super Bowl against the Seahawks where they gave them all the calls.
And this is what it all boils down to. You don't have a problem with moderators fact-checking because you know the moderators are never going to fact-check your side. Like you, they want their team to win, and you guys are both rooting for the same team. We saw that last night with Lester Holt. He was absolutely in Clinton's corner. There was no doubt about it. So while you're trying to make this sound like it's just about truth, the real argument here is about fairness. Being truthful and being fair are not exactly the same thing. Last night, Lester Holt did not hold Hillary Clinton to the same standard he held Donald Trump to. He didn't fact-check her. He didn't argue with her at all. He just let her say whatever she wanted to. He saved all of his fact-checking and redirection for Donald Trump. Now, I understand wanting your team to win. I really do. But this was bullshit, and you know it. And this is what Republicans have a problem with. This is why Donald Trump and conservatives are saying that moderators should not be fact-checking. Because they're only going to do it to one side. And I suspect you know what the real argument is about, and you're just being a jackass here, making it sound like the other team is cowardly. Not only do we need moderators who stick to their fucking job, we need less people like you who are out there lying about what's going on because they want their team to win. You fat dick. I am the Ranting Monkey. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.